Coming to the stage, keep it going for Clark Brooks.
This tastes funny, is what I said. Get it? Ha ha ha. I know you guys are looking at me like, hey, is he doing that keto thing I keep hearing about? No, I'm not. I'm not doing that. I'm a what's known as either a big and tall gentleman or a huge fat ass, depending on where you decide on the politically correct thing. Which I'm willing to take some blame for. You know, you got to take responsibility for your own actions. I understand that. I'm not sure it's entirely my fault. When you spend a lot of late nights in places like this, I'm not sure you guys have looked at the menu here at the Improv. Not a lot of kale or quinoa available, so the later you're out at night, the less options you have to eat well. And once Wendy's and Taco Bell close for the night, you're down to Circle K and 7-Eleven. And I don't know if you've ever been in one of those places late at night and seen those things that look like somebody took a shit inside of a churro. I eat those. So, actually, I used to eat those. I don't eat those anymore. Clerk stopped me one night and said, "Sir, don't eat that. That's literally trash. It's been on the grill for hours. Let me fix you something nice and fresh. You'll be much better off." Let me tell you, the day that a convenience store clerk is alarmed by your diet and proceeds to offer up a hot dog as a healthy alternative, that's as close as you want to get to rock bottom. So I've made some changes. I've stopped eating stuff like that, and I have lost some weight. I actually had to punch a hole in my belt recently so my pants wouldn't fall down like a hillbilly. Oh, thank you, but let's hold off on the applause till I actually buy a new belt and see if, you know, how committed I am to this. You know, a lot of holes going back the other way. So yeah, I'm just trying to eat better. I'll eat things like, well, have you guys ever heard of carrots and celery? Anybody know what carrots and celery are? Would have thought a few more hands would go up, but that's okay. If you don't actually know what carrots and celery are, they're those green and orange things you throw in the trash when you order chicken wings. I eat those now instead. So don't get a lot of support from people in my circle, which is unfortunate. For my birthday, my girlfriend took me to a place in Tampa that's famous for cheeseburgers, and I ordered a salad, and she got mad because I didn't order a cheeseburger. She's like, "I can't believe it. This place is world famous for their cheeseburgers, and you ordered a salad. That's the whole reason I brought you here. These things are amazing. These cheeseburgers are better than crack." Now, I didn't realize till that exact moment that I was dating a crackhead. But secondly, shouldn't anything you put into your body just automatically be better than crack? I mean, that's not a high bar to clear, really. It's like, I know that the standards of excellence have changed over the years, but when did it go from gold to crack, you know? Like, hey, how are your cheeseburgers here? Well, they're good. They're not crack good, you know. Don't blow anybody for one. Just pay money and save the degrading sex favors for Fuddruckers, and you'll be fine. So, I'm also, in addition to being a portly gent, I'm also old. I'm the oldest guy you'll see tonight performing. I know I'm getting old because, not just the passage of time, but because I'm finding it difficult to do things that other people do with ease. I don't mean like sports or sex. Those have always been hard. I mean, but like, I've recently dropped bending over from my repertoire of tricks that I'm willing to perform. So now if I drop something, it's just like, oh well, I don't own that thing anymore. Sucks, that iPhone was expensive too. Maybe a child or a gymnast will come along and claim it, I don't know. So, yeah, that's hard. I'm almost old enough to qualify for Silver Alerts, which, who cares? Nobody cares about Silver Alert. If there was an Amber Alert right now, everyone's phone would go off with that horrible alarm. We'd all have to pay attention. We have to take action immediately. A child is in danger. We have to save this child. Silver Alert, we put a sign up on the highway. You might see it, you might not. If you do, when you look out the window and you see Pop going for a ride, just tell him to go home. That's all you have to do. That's the level of care we put to our seniors. I'm also kind of stupid. I feel bad bragging about all the things I got going on for me up here, but I say a lot of dumb things for no good reason. I was recently in a bar down the street, and they were playing this monotonous, repetitive disco music, and I got annoyed, and I smarted off to the bartender. I said, "Hey, every gay bar in Ybor just called. They want their music back." And she said, "Why does every gay bar in Ybor have your phone number?" And I didn't have a snappy reply for that, believe it or not. Hard to believe. You see a lot of dumb things on the internet, of all things. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. There's dumb things on the internet. I saw an ad recently for Reese's peanut butter cups, and there was a button at the bottom that said, "Press here for more info." Who's not fully up to speed on how peanut butter cups work? Let's see if I remember my notes from high school. It's chocolate, peanut butter, and a cup shape. Yeah, I can skip the tutorials on this one. I only need one tutorial. That's fine. That's be fine. I was at the library the other day, because that's something old people do, still go to the library. And the line was moving slow because the lady at the front of the line was arguing with the librarian on whether or not she had checked out Kung Fu Panda and failed to return it. And she's like, "I don't know if I've ever seen Kung Fu Panda." You know if you've seen Kung Fu Panda, okay? There's exactly 3 movies in the entire universe that deal with pandas doing martial arts, and they all have Kung Fu Panda in the title. You don't confuse that. It's like, did we say Kung Fu Panda, or was that 12 Years a Slave? I don't remember. Was that? What's the one I like where the toys come to life and have adventures? Schindler's List? Is that what we saw? I saw a dog the other day. I like dogs, so I went up and talked to the dog and the people with the dog, and I said, "Hey, what kind of dog is that?" And they're like, "He's a rescue." Okay, well, I was kind of wondering if he was part German Shepherd, but yeah, let's make this about you, by all means. Because people who rescue animals are all about telling you what good people they are. That's all they care about. So, I've never rescued an animal and made a pet out of it, but I have shaken a vending machine when the cookies didn't fall all the way down. So I get it. I understand how they feel. Sometimes I get annoyed with talking to people. I have a short attention span and a short patience with talking to people. So I'm thinking about getting a tattoo of my face on my face, but just slightly off center. So after they talk to me for a couple minutes, they're kind of like, "Oh, I gotta go. I can't." I've given up on being handsome. I'm going for blurry now, so that's what I'm trying to do. Another stupid thing I did recently, my girlfriend last year for St. Patrick's Day made fish and chips to celebrate the holiday. And I know just enough about the St. Patrick's Day holiday to inform her that, hey, this is great, these are delicious, but fish and chips aren't Irish, they're British. And she got her feelings hurt, and she said, "Well, if that's the case, why does the Irish pub down the street serve fish and chips?" I said, "Because we live in Tampa, where the Irish pubs also serve egg rolls and nachos." Maybe a place with 32 TVs all tuned to the same football game isn't the best place to learn about international culture and cuisine. I'm not even sure Beef O'Brady's a real person, if you bring it up, So as a result of that, now I'm a single person, just smart enough to be dumb. But I was on a date recently, and by recently I mean a couple years ago, and like 10 years ago, anyway. But I went on a blind date, and I met this woman at the theater to see the movie The Dark Knight, the Batman movie with Heath Ledger as the Joker. You guys remember that one? A really good one? Yeah, great movie, right? So we meet there, we go inside, everything's fine for about 20 minutes. She leans over and goes, "This is so fake." Now my first reaction to that, which I thought was reasonable and sane, was, yeah, it's a movie about Batman. I knew it wasn't a nature documentary when they give us 3D glasses on the way into the theater. Now my deeper, more personal, heartfelt response to that comment was, "Bitch, don't be talking shit about Batman." Are you kidding me? I know every character in this movie, even the minor bad guys. I don't even know your last name at this point. if something happens to any one of these fictional characters during this movie, I'm going to need 20 minutes to compose myself before I go in the lobby. You could die in this seat. I'm not even going to stop eating popcorn. So yeah, less than a half hour into what is basically a 3-hour-long movie, I developed this deep, intense hatred for this individual, which did not make it any less awkward when she moved in 3 weeks later. So, hey, my name is Clark Brooks. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for supporting Tampa News Force.
Yeah. One more time for Clark Brooks, everybody!